I'm a big fan of true crime. You like murders? Okay. I like true crime when it's good investigative reporting, okay? Because that's what leads to like wrongful convictions being overturned or cold cases finally being cracked. But most of the true crime podcast is just two girls talking. Every time I turn one on, I'm looking for some kind of expertise. I'm like, did you study criminal justice? And it's like, no, it's just Kat and Marissa. We're gonna get into these murders. Somebody fucking died, and we gotta get to the bottom of it. You know, in the event that I'm murdered, guys, I live in America, and I'm married to a man. My chances are through the Dylan roof. I wouldn't want to be murdered in a small town, like, because they're just not good at investigating. That's what I've learned watching all of the true crime documentaries. Like, you see a crime that happened in 1985, in 2025, it's the same police, same DA, same judge. I'm like, this is too much job security here. It's too much familiarity in a small town. They never, ever, ever ask the right questions. Wife, turns up dead. They let the husband just come and walk all through the crime scene, no questions asked. Like, oh, that's just Phil. He had blood on his clothes. He just needed to get a change of clothes. If I were killed in a small town, my biggest chances of getting that crime solved would be to encourage my murderer to level up and kill a bunch of other women in a better city. Like, that would be my dying wish for him, is like, you kill the best white woman you can find. In a coastal elite city. I'd have to. And how depressingly poetic would it be for a black woman to solve her own murder? But that's also what I've learned from true crime podcasts, is like, when black women go missing, it's not the police who crack the case. It's your friends and family. And I'm saying that like there are any black women in here tonight. But that's what it is. I was listening to one story where a black woman went missing and the police found a red ponytail in the back of her car. And they were like, that couldn't be her hair. And just didn't log it into evidence. And when her friends found this out, they were like, that's her weekend ponytail. This bitch has been missing since Friday. We've blown past the first 48. So black women, that is how you need to vet your friends. Like, not if they're cute, are they fun? Do these bitches have investigative skills? I keep an autistic friend around me. She may not ever make eye contact with me, but this bitch knows what I was wearing last Friday. And every Friday before that. She's going to find me. I couldn't have a white husband for many reasons, but mostly because when you marry the partner, you marry their family. And I'm used to black family secrets. Like secret diabetes, aunts and uncles pretending they not back fucking again. Like, white secrets are a little too heavy. Like, do you know my great uncle helped destabilize the Venezuelan government? It's like, are there any more war criminals coming to Thanksgiving, Bryce? I was raised in a very militant home. My mom was very insistent on us being understanding that representation was important. She did a lot of things too early, in my opinion, though. She made us read Roots in elementary school. For those of you who don't like books or are just maybe patriotic, Roots is like a 400-page book about slavery. And she had us read this young. And I'm like, we can't start with Goosebumps, Mom? We going straight into slavery? I remember reading Roots over a holiday break, and this was the same year that Titanic came out. And she let me see Titanic. I was just a depressed youth. And my mom was there for me when I was sad about Roots. But when I saw Titanic and I was in my room crying, she had no empathy for it. I'm crying like, oh my God, I'll never let go, Jack. I'll never. And she was like, you need to stop all that crying. Because didn't no black people die on that boat? She said it like Titanic was payback for the Middle Passage. I became obsessed with Titanic after watching it. Like, all the books. I went to go to the Titanic exhibit. There's one in Las Vegas. It's at the Luxor, so you know it's bad. That's where they put all the bad stuff in Vegas. It's like Blue Man Group, bodies, and the Titanic exhibit. In this country, if there is a tragedy to capitalize on, we will do it. So I already had my ticket, and I go to the front, and the girl at the front desk was like, for an extra $30, you can get the name of a passenger who was on the ship, and once you go through, you can see if they survived. And I was like, you handing out death certificates before we go? So, I got it, because I was already there. But I found out that there was actually a black passenger on the ship. Okay, this was a Haitian man who was on the ship with his French wife and children. And, of course, he died trying to save his family. And I was excited about this news, because I could tell my mom she was wrong. From a safe distance, of course. So I call my mom and I tell her the whole story, and I'm like, Mom, there actually was a black passenger on the ship, and he did die. And she was like, well, he wouldn't have died if he hadn't been fucking around with that white woman. When I was in Vegas, I also went to see the Backstreet Boys. I loved them when I was a kid. My militant mother did not like it so much because I was obsessed. I had all their posters on my wall, and she would just come in and inspect disapprovingly. Like, why you got all these white boys on your wall? Like I was a serial killer. She was like, why you don't put up like a black boy band on the wall? And I'm like, who? And she was like, put Boys to Men up there. And I was like, Mom, one of those niggas has a cane. I'm 12. That's not... Pre-existing conditions aren't doing it for me, Mom. So I go to see the Backstreet Boys to, revisit the love that I had as a kid, and don't go back and see the people you liked as a child. It ruins it for you. Okay, number one, I'm taller than all the Backstreet Boys. Okay, and we know too much about them. We know too much about celebrities now. Like, Brian is racist. I'm like, I didn't know when he was singing Everybody. He meant meet at the Capitol on January 6th. All right, you guys. Thank you.